MHQ starts right now. This is Thursday, May 29th. If we can get through this, we got a Friday coming, so let's make it amazing. Southern Plains and the severe weather there. This flooding in Fort Worth, count them, 9 straight days of rain for this area. Hey, flash flood watch is out until noon. More storms today for Texas and Oklahoma. Jim's got that for you. Bird's eye view of flooded rivers. How do you know where these earthen dams might give way? What roads are flooded? Our own Dave Malkoff with a fly-along search and rescue team will show you how you can find the trouble below from above it. Heating up, a live look at our nation's capital this morning, and just take the mid-Atlantic, go northeast. We're getting to the 80s and 90s today. Summer-like highs from Florida all the way to Massachusetts. Get ready to enjoy. There will be some storms along the way, but first, Thursday's drought monitor day, Jim.
It is, and that's the area we talked about at 7 o'clock that we thought would be seeing worse drought today because it's been a very, very dry spring, especially in the Northeast where you think, oh, all that snow, how could they have a drought? Trust me, spring's very wet in the Northeast, and we just haven't had a lot of wet weather. On contrast, you know what's been happening in Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. This is just the rainfall over the past 7 days, which, as we know, has been way too much of a good thing and has resulted in some awful stories, as we've been talking about here on MHQ. But the drought monitor will continue to be whittled away. We will see holes in this today, I would imagine. The next half hour will be interesting to see. Again, what was an incredible drought, a gut-wrenching drought for farmers and millions of people has now gone away. What took 4 years, Sam Champion, to build has literally disappeared in 4 weeks.
Yeah, boy, I
sure
would love it to have taken some time and not created the problems that it did all the way through this. Tornadoes, flooding, killing at least 23 people in Texas and Oklahoma. All of this just since the weekend. 9 people are still missing this morning in Texas, and search parties are forming in Hays County and around Houston. Texas in trouble. Rising rivers, evacuations, a damaging tornado strike. This, the swollen Brazos River in Parker County, west of Fort Worth, at close to 23 feet in minor flood stage, but still rising, expecting to crest today at 23.6 feet. At least 300 structures in danger of being swallowed up by the river. Homeowners asked to evacuate for safety.
We expect people to get out of the way so they aren't harmed. Their lives are first important to us, then their property and their animals.
Houston, parts of the city now more like islands, cut off by the floodwaters. Up to 1,400 homes damaged so far, nearly a foot of rain in the city in the last 2 days. This now the city's second wettest May on record.
You see the homes and lives and dreams of Houstonians crushed, literally, by the power of the water.
On the Texas Panhandle, a tornado hitting a gas drilling rig north of the town of Canadian, injuring 3, 2 critically. Plus, a tragic discovery. The body of one of the 8 people lost when their vacation home was swept away in raging floodwaters in Wimberley. Found 43-year-old Michelle Carey Charba. Still missing her husband, parents, and son. Also, family friend Laura McComb and her 2 children. We just talked to one of the family members, and of course, we're going to talk to them throughout the morning as well. Reagan Medji is live in San Marcos and Hays County, where at least 4 people died in this area. And Reagan, the folks who made it through lost everything, but probably what they had on their backs, and I'm sure the stories are just difficult to take this morning.
Yeah, the stories keep pouring out, Sam. Now, here at the San Marcos Activity Center, it is now transitioned to an emergency center. You can see all the nonprofit organizations setting up behind me. Now, speaking of those nonprofit organizations, the American Red Cross volunteers say not only is this flood just so devastating because of the destruction, also because of the personal stories that come by.
Mother Nature is so incredibly powerful, and it's hard to imagine that we have so little control over what Mother Nature does to our communities. And what I've seen here has been really heartbreaking. My first experience with the Red Cross disaster was a flood in southeast Austin about 1.5 years ago. And as devastating as that was, this has really topped that in terms of the sheer force of the rising Blanco River that ripped homes off their foundation, uprooted trees, knocked concrete bridges off of pylons. That's something that's so hard to comprehend, and that's an example of the power of Mother Nature's destruction.
So the American Red Cross says now they're looking forward. So tomorrow all the way until Monday, there are going to be organizations getting together. Here in San Marcos, there's going to be a yet to be determined group where there's going to be financial assistance, housing placement, pet assistance in terms of also mental health assistance. Now, there are going to be groups getting together in Wimberley as well. That's Friday and Saturday. That's tomorrow and Saturday at the Wimberley Activity Center, and then Sunday and Monday here somewhere in San Marcos. And that's where everybody can just come and get some answers to the questions that they have after this devastating flood. Sam, back to you.
All right, Reagan, I'm so glad. Thank you so much for staying for us and talking about the people, the lives that were involved in the flooding and the damage that we've seen. All right, Reagan Medji in San Marcos, Texas is for us. Jim, let's talk a little bit more about the rain that's going through that area. I can see the radar lining up another line of storms.
Yeah, another line of storms. We actually have a couple of them, one up out of this particular site that I'm talking about. Let's show you a couple of pictures here. Take you to Oklahoma City, first of all, and a wet morning there. We even had a tornado warning earlier on for about 10 minutes to the southeast of town through Pottawatomie County, but that has been expired there. A little wave on the leading edge of a gust front there, potentially spinning up a tornado, but you can see we've got wipers blowing and going this morning as we would expect. Kansas City, also very, very wet. Some pretty heavy showers and thunderstorms working into the downtown area as we speak. So drive carefully, folks. Rainfall a little bit more beneficial there, certainly, as we haven't had a ton in a while. But Oklahoma City, we would love to have a few dry days here. So here's the first thunderstorm complex extending all the way down now to the north of Dallas. Remember, up toward Irving, we've got the Byron Nelson Classic kicking off today, first round of the Byron Nelson Classic. So we may see those storms try and build a little bit farther south, even though I think the bulk is going to stay to the north of Dallas. Dry line today, tucked way back in through here. Look for storm initiation a little bit later on. We've also got, again, remember, in the upper levels, those couple jet streams here. So it's already cold aloft. You've already got instability. So look at these showers and storms already trying to kick off in the Oklahoma Panhandle, even across eastern New Mexico and western Texas. So you don't even need the dry line to initiate things today. So as I mentioned, Kansas City, also Oak City, and down to the northern suburbs of Dallas, all in the game this morning. Not a bad job at all of initiation by the models, to be honest with you. You're kind of missing this Texas stuff, but I'm okay with this overall. So let's see what it does. Brings these two complexes across eastern Oklahoma through Kansas. So it looks like a pretty wet day right through noon. Again, our dry line starts to shift toward the east. Storms form along and ahead of it and quickly advance out through western Kansas. You see northeast Colorado, western Nebraska also lit up again today. So there is a chance from a tornado in all these areas today. All right. It's not a high chance because our deep layer shear isn't super, but we will have tornadoes. We'll have some damaging winds, and we'll have some big hail today, Sam. It looks like it'll continue to march east during the overnight hours. And it looks like right now for Dallas, according to what we call the RPM model, maybe 10 o'clock for Oak City tonight, and then Dallas as we get toward about 1 o'clock local time. Yeah.
All right.
Here we
it's
go.
one of those nights you don't sleep well.
Remember,
in
though,
Dallas.
two more days of this, and then we change the pattern.
Then we start to shift it a little bit by the time we get into next week. All right. So let's say good morning to Charleston, South Carolina. 70 degrees right now, Charleston. Plenty of sunshine. Jen, it may be one of the few places that isn't getting those big storms in the southeast.
Yeah, that's right. But, really areas right along the Gulf Coast, they're going to be looking at that better chance. Got a lot of moisture coming through, especially for right along Alabama, as well as even into Georgia. As we show you right now, here is a live view of Memphis, 71 degrees. Let's look at the forecast. What we have right now are actually some storms already starting to pop up for areas right along the border of Alabama as well as into Georgia. Memphis showing you your forecast. Isolated storms around as we go all the way through 8 o'clock tonight. So here's the new development here. Even looking at a little bit of lightning there. You can see just to the north of Mobile, to the west of Monroviaville. As we look at Chattanooga as well as in Knoxville, have a little spin there. And if you look, we also have a little secondary spin kind of in the northeastern part of Georgia where we had a lot of rain earlier this morning. We timed this out for you, showing you as we go throughout the afternoon. They really start to fire up as we go noon, 12 o'clock, as well as 3 o'clock in the afternoon. We'll be right back on AMHQ and talk more about the flooding.
Currently in our area, 81 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy, high 85. Winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 74. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Friday. A stray thunderstorm or two early, otherwise partly cloudy. High 85. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Nine minutes after the hour, and we continue to follow this story. A young mother, Laura McComb, and her 2 small children, Andrew and Leighton, are among the 7 people still missing after their vacation home was washed away by unbelievable floodwaters and destroyed by flash floods in Wimberley, Texas. Now, her husband, Jonathan, survived the ordeal, but was so badly hurt, he was found 12 miles away from where the vacation home was. We just spoke with his father in the last hour. All right, and when we talked to Joe a little earlier, he was surrounded by friends and family, and of course they realized they might not find the rest of the family and friends who were in that house alive, but they're still hoping for the best. And if you want to help, we're suggesting that you go to the Red Cross. redcross.org is the best way to help, and they are always one of the first ones in, and they're setting up around the area today. They'll continue to hunt today. NBC's Gabe Gutierrez is joining us live from Wimberley with the latest on today's search and rescue efforts. Hey, Gabe, let's just talk. Let me ask you this, because when we talked to Joe, he said that Michelle's body was found, and he kind of did knowing the area, he kind of did some structuring and found that it was about 45 miles away from where their house is. How difficult is this for them to do this search?
Oh, it's incredibly difficult, Sam. As you mentioned, there's 9 people still missing here in Hays County, but those 7 that 9 people were washed away in that home. As you mentioned, one of them was found. One of them, Jonathan, was found alive. Now another victim, Michelle, has been identified, and it's really difficult to find, where all these bodies could be, or to search for survivors. Now, volunteers are out, in addition to people from the searchers from the Texas Army National Guard and Texas Task Force 1, and hundreds of volunteers came out yesterday. So far, search crews have searched about 3,600 acres and about 2,600 river miles, but if Joe is saying that victim was found 45 miles away, the volunteers, they tell me, they're trying to search hundreds of miles downriver. They've hired private helicopters to do that, and it's really an incredible task that they were trying to do, and especially yesterday their efforts were hampered by more severe weather, Sam.
Yeah, and this is such a large area of flooding, and the depth of this water, Gabe, and the power of it as well. We were looking at this, and Jim was noticing that some of the bark was stripped right off the trees by the power of this water. So there's got to be a huge area to cover.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, along the Blanco River over the weekend, it crested about 43, 44 feet. The flood stage is just 12 feet. And residents here, they say that this looks more like a tornado rather than a flood, because not only did the water rush up so quickly, that home knocked over trees as it was going downriver, and family members say that they believe that it hit a bridge and then split apart, so even more debris. Yeah. There were several homes that were washed away. So really, it's very difficult times here as this search continues today, Sam.
All right, NBC's Gabe Gutierrez in Wimberley, Texas. Thank you, Gabe, for staying on the story for us, and just give us updates as soon as you get that information. Hey, we've got more rain and storms moving into the Midwest right now, and Jen, let's talk a little bit about where it's going today. Yeah,
well, I can tell you one thing that's going to be happening. Temperatures are going to be going down by the time we move into the weekend. Right now, we have a live view of Kansas City. You have those storms coming through, and we're going to continue to see that as we go throughout the afternoon. There's a live view right now, 70 degrees. Had some stronger winds with that as well. Now, as we look over to the right and we show you what's happening, Kansas City, stormy conditions for Thursday. That's when we're going to see some of the stronger ones and becoming more hit and miss as we head into Friday. Saturday, look at that big cool down behind the front. We're going to look at temperature only 69 degrees, well below average for this time of the year. Looking at the radar, you can see that rain creeping into the western corner of Kansas. As we time this out for you, it works into areas like Des Moines as we go later into the afternoon, really kind of bowing out as we go even through 5 o'clock. Kansas City, you can see it's going to be to the east, really kind of in the Columbia, Jefferson City area, and then really kind of moving to the north of St. Louis. Behind that front comes that cooler air in place. High temperatures running 10 to 20 degrees below average for this time of the year. All that cool air courtesy of Canada, and it's going to try to make its way all the way down towards the southern parts of Missouri, or should say of the southeast as well. Detroit, here's your forecast. Sunny today, 79 degrees, but look at that difference between Friday and Sunday. Your high temperature is going to be 20 degrees cooler. What a dramatic drop off. Over to you, Sam.
Yep, you're going to notice that one. All right, your images making news today, Anna Rittis.
Good morning. Happy Friday
Hi.
Eve is
Happy Friday
trending on Twitter. A lot of people excited about that. And also heading into the weekend. Let's start in New Jersey. A beautiful sunrise this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
Absolutely gorgeous. Had a little action last night, so now
Yeah.
that we start to move that humidity around.
And then look at this incredible picture out of
Yeah.
Texas. This is what they believe to be the tornado that touched down in Canadian Texas and injured 3 people.
Yeah.
Of course, the National Weather Service will send out survey teams to rate the power of this suspected tornado. And then in Wyoming, look at that sunset.
You can't beat that. You just can't beat it. Look how gorgeous that is. Jim, can you see that?
Yeah, the Tetons.
in the
Tetons right
distance.
there, right?
A little bit of
Oh,
light right on
absolutely.
the top right there. That is just a gorgeous shot.
Keep sending us those pictures. Use the hashtag MyWeather. Our feed is buzzing with all kinds of images, including what would Jim Cantore look like with hair.
Really? Or did you start that?
I don't know. You have to go
Someone-
to his Twitter account to check it out.
Someone, who started that? Who did-
Oh, boy.
How many gallons of water does a 1-inch rainfall in 1 square mile contain?
Every auto insurance policy has a number. But not every insurance company understands the life behind it. Those who have served our nation have earned the very best service in return. USAA. We know what it means to serve. Get an auto insurance quote and see why 92% of our members plan to stay for life.
17 million gallons.
Listen up. I'm reworking the menu. Veggies, you're cool. Mayo, corn dogs, you are so out of here.
The complete balanced nutrition of great tasting Ensure, with 9 grams of protein and 26 vitamins and minerals.
And now, with twice as much vitamin D, which up to 90% of people don't get enough of.
Oh, the sunshine vitamin. Ensure now has 2 times more vitamin D to support strong bones. Ensure, take life in.
Hey, pal. You ready? Can you pick me up at 6:30?
I'm here.
Too late.
I'll go for 5 minutes. Move it. Killing me. You know what, Dad? I'm good.
It may be quite a while before he's ready, but our Subaru Legacy will be waiting for him.
The longest-lasting midsize sedan in its class, the 2015 Subaru Legacy. It's not just a sedan, it's a Subaru.
To protect and care for the things we cherish and the ones we love. Each and every one of us has a natural human instinct to cover. Covering is caring. Because covering heals 5 days faster. Band-Aid brand.
City Furniture's Memorial Day sale has been extended through Monday. A complete queen bedroom is just $9.99. A bonded leather sectional, $9.99. A 5-piece dining set, $2.99. And find more great specials at cityfurniture.com. Plus, enjoy same-day delivery and no interest till 2017. Create memories that last a lifetime at City Furniture.
Everyone, remain calm.
Rated PG-13.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy, high 85. Winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals. Friday, a stray thunderstorm or two early, otherwise partly cloudy. High 85. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All right, guys, check out this video from our beautiful friends in Grand Island, Maine. We're waiting, and boom!
Oh!
Yeah, so when I tweeted that out this morning from the gentleman who sent it to me, I said, is this an answered prayer or a message?
Whoa! Well, look at the sparks fall from the top all the way down. Something dropped out. Something still is hot and sparking.
Right across the street is the Grand Island Fire Department. And so those guys are taking, I mean...
Now, I'm just curious, do they know that the church gets hit on a regular basis, or was this just an incidental?
We'd have to talk to them. That's a great question. They were obviously expecting something.
Yeah.
You know, so they're shooting it, but, woo! You know, I mean, it's kind of like when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. All right, let's talk about the drought monitor in the Northeast. And I'm kind of looking at this, and my weather producer left the building for some reason. And I'm asking, because I know that we had moderate drought last week. And we're waiting on the new drought monitor. So that's the ticket. I would not be surprised to see more areas in drought. So today, again, guys, warm, moist air coming north. We will have showers and thunderstorms. The threat today, with the atmosphere the way it is set up, is for damaging winds. All right, so we will have potentially a couple more damaging windstorms come out of these. Already this morning, you'll notice across the Adirondacks and up toward the Champlain Valley and Mount Mansfield, a few thunderstorms. Also to the south of Long Island. Look at that. Little action right there. Oh, you went to get me cake.
He actually went to get you cake.
I did ask him.
So to call him out because he left the studio when you asked him to get you cake really was...
I won't eat that. I won't eat that. It's got frosting on it. Anywhere, but yeah. No, dude, so actually, Brandon, as long as I got you here, was that drought monitor, did you have that in there anticipating a new update on it, or?
Talking about the fact that it's still dry.
They're still dry. Okay, so we are anticipating a new update. You got it. That's the question I wanted to ask him off camera, but you guys got to see me do it on camera. And Jen and Sam are now eating my cake. All right, so nice job with initiation here this morning across to the south end of Long Island and across northern New England. I love it when the model initiates well. It just makes my job. That doesn't mean it's going to happen this way in the afternoon, but it kind of gives us a good head start, right? So look at these storms from the beautiful Kangamangas Highway in southeast New Hampshire, back through Worcester County, into the beautiful Litchfield Hills and all the way down into northwest New Jersey. Showers and thunderstorms rolling to the east. I think we may even see a little flash of lightning today in Boston because of the fact that we have a southwest wind and we may not have such a marine influence like we had yesterday to beat down those storms. All right, guys, water vapor imagery again showing us our complicated but trophy pattern over the Intermountain region. And speaking of drought updates, because the moisture has gotten so deep back into the Rockies here, guess what? I think we're going to see some improvement in Utah and even Nevada today, which is incredible before we even get into the monsoon season. So great news. Trough today, tomorrow, but here's the ridge. Here comes the ridge. And this does not, take this away, please. Because we get this ridge in the break for Oklahoma and Texas as we get in toward Monday, do not think that severe weather is over. As a matter of fact, I actually think our tornado potential goes up next week across the upper plains. Today, again, not deep layer shear here, Sam, but enough to give us some rotating storms across eastern Colorado, western Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. We'll see an isolated tornado for sure.
Yeah, you get more into the classic spring pattern as we get into next week, rather than this very wet pattern that we've been in. Exactly. Hey, Jim, 3 stories to share. Hey, do you have a reoccurring nightmare of a robot chasing you and you just can't get away from it?
A robot?
No?
No.
Or was that my nightmare, or was it a movie? Anyway, maybe it was Terminator. All right, so anyway, in that movie, so students have been working on exactly that. Not the nightmare part, but a robot that could chase and could also solve problems. They presented this paper, a robot that can adapt and keep moving, even if one of its 6 limbs are damaged. And according to the paper in the journal Nature, France's Institute for Research in Computer Science and Automation. It uses a special algorithm to change movements, and if one motor goes down, it uses another one in a completely different way. Now that's bad if in your nightmare the computer robot is chasing you, but it's good in a rescue situation, which is most likely what that robot will be used for. Now let's get to the Android smartphone. Haven't you wanted just to get in your car and have it sync with your Android phone? Well, now it can if you buy a Hyundai Sonata and plug your Android phone into the USB port. The Android will automatically start up all your messages, your music, your streaming, your apps, your phone, your contacts, your navigation, all are ready to go.
Pretty soon it'll drive your car, right?
Yeah, pretty soon it'll take you wherever you want to go. Just take me to Ted's house. All right, and Hyundai is the first car maker to launch the Android. Android Auto will be coming soon to Audis and Volvos, so it'll be the world of what phone you have is going to decide what car you can buy. I guess. We'll be right back.
I think so. 3 Things You Can Share is brought to you by the makers of non-drowsy Claritin. Live Claritin Clear.
Allergies can distract you. So when your symptoms start, doctors recommend taking non-drowsy Claritin every day of your allergy season. With Claritin, you get powerful non-drowsy relief 24 hours a day, day after day. Which is important, because with fewer symptoms to distract you, you can focus on the extraordinary things you do every single day. Live Claritin Clear every day.
良質熟練の技革新1000年の歴史を持つ文化が最先端の製造技術を使うと待てよあれこれってクライスラー
Reliability is now an American thing. Introducing the all-new Chrysler 200, America's import. Find it at Chrysler.com.
It starts with a subtle wave, then builds into soft fingers, lifting sails and spirits. Nothing makes us feel more alive than a summer breeze, drifting with us on the water, chasing us through the trees, and playing along the whole day. In the Great Lakes Bay region, the summer breeze is blowing. Where it's headed is Pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
Here's to all the reasons you suit up every day. Here's to being a dad. Happy Father's Day from Men's Warehouse. When you're not confident you have complete visibility into your business, it can quickly become the only thing you think about. That's where AT&T can help, with innovative solutions that connect machines and people to keep your Internet of Things in sync in real time, leaving you free to focus on what matters most.
Walmart's low prices every day, it's not just about having more savings. It's about having more fun. Great get-togethers start with low prices you can trust every day.
Only Nexium 24-hour gives you Nexium level protection for frequent heartburn, all day and all night. Try Nexium 24-hour, the #1 prescribed acid-blocking brand, and get all day, all night protection. Nexium level protection.
Oh, this audit will take days. What a headache.
Actually, I don't have a headache anymore. Excedrin really does work fast.
In fact, for some, relief starts in just 15 minutes. Excedrin.
Wow, that was fast.
The Weather Channel's most watched original program,
And it just hit us.
is back.
This is just the beginning of what's to come.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy. High 85. Winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals. Low 74. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Friday, a stray thunderstorm or two early. Otherwise, partly cloudy. High 85. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Minutes after the hour. Jen, Jim.
Yeah, good morning. Thursday.
Hi, how are you?
Jen?
What'd you say?
How was the cake?
The cake was yummy. It was chocolate. Catherine brought it in. Our super producer, Tidbit, she does it all.
And Baker.
Yeah.
Jim, you did not eat any of the cake, though.
No.
Not yet.
Not
He
yet.
will.
All right. Let's look at the cities that we're watching this morning.
He usually breaks down at like 9 o'clock.
Say hi to you, Chicagoland. Good morning.
Oh, look at that. What a beautiful day. Absolutely gorgeous day in Chicago. We aren't looking too bad today. A lot of sunshine,
perfect day.
Calm winds. Nice morning for a run.
I think the 80s where we're going 82.
And Saturday the bottom drops out.
Yeah. Saturday's a big change. And hey, how about Fort Worth next? Let's say hello and good morning to you, Fort Worth. Got a few clouds to start the day today.
They're teeing it up in Irving at the Byron Nelson Classic. We may have some tee times moving around.
Just need to mention that the Navasota River, the Trinity River, the Denton Creek, all above flood stage for you this morning. 9 days of rain and counting for the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, by the way, making it their wettest, their third, if you had to rank them up. Hard to believe it would just be number 3, but we've got more rain on the way.
Pattern change. We're going to talk about it, though, starting on Sunday.
All right, Dave Malkoff has been in the air. Dave, what you've been able to see, the areas that are flooded, it's a giant area of flooding that we're talking about. Morning, Dave.
Good morning. It's very big. It's very difficult to search for folks. When the sun comes up, they can do that. There's still 9 people missing this morning. That's why they need some help, not just on the ground, but from the air as well. Searching a flood disaster this big takes more than ground troops.
I'm Steve Robertson. I'm a member of the Civil Air Patrol.
Arnold Luthart. I'm one of the pilots for Civil Air Patrol.
Up here in Tiny Plains, there's an unpaid volunteer Air Force.
Commercial pilots, private pilots. We have members who aren't pilots at all.
So how do 2 retired pilots help those heavily trained members of Texas Task Force 1 on the ground? Well, even though they're experts at urban search and rescue, down here in the mud, there's limited, if any, cell phone service.
They're having a little trouble communicating. They're handheld radios, which have line of sight, limited range.
The small planes fly in circles over the search zone, boosting rescue radio power below.
These are the antennas.
Without the repeater antenna on the Cessna's belly, Texas Task Force 1 can't talk to home base.
I suspect that kind of communication help could save lives, too. Oh, absolutely.
From the air, you start to get the whole picture. Which dams are most at risk?
Looks like the spillway is pretty much wide open. That is a lot of water.
You see flooded fields no one's reported yet, even airports.
This is part of the runway that's underwater here. That's correct. The south end of the runway, maybe the southern third of the runway. Normally, there would be a third member of the crew, a photographer, sitting here exactly where I am sitting, with the camera sticking out of that window right back there. They would take thousands of pictures of those riverbeds and sending them down to an analysis team in Austin from the University of Texas.
I can tell you that there's more water than I've seen in the whole 25 years I've lived here.
For every nationwide, this job's personal.
We have members who live in that area that were impacted by the flooding disaster.
This is how Texans stretch a hand to Texans from 5,000 feet above the flood.
Proud to be able to serve.
And Arno, our pilot there, actually learned to fly. He flew Hueys in Vietnam and has been serving ever since. It's not just those 2 gentlemen, but it's 7 crews like that above the flood zone this morning.
And Dave, I think it'll truly take every bit of that for us to understand just how large this flood area is and the scope of all this flooding. Dave Malkoff for us reporting live this morning. Time to check in with the news, and for that, Anaritis Rodriguez.
Good morning, Sam. Good morning to you at home. A big mistake by the Defense Department. That's your first headline this hour. The military accidentally shipping live anthrax to 9 government labs. Scientists were supposed to receive dead anthrax for research. Live anthrax also went to a U.S. airbase in South Korea. In the meantime, overseas reports say the number of people killed in India's heat wave is approaching 1,400. The highest temperature recorded in the country Wednesday, 116 degrees. Delhi forecast to stay above 100 for the next 10 days. And here back home, this story is going viral. Just reminds you of the importance of making every moment happen and valuable. A New York man taking his dying dog on a cross-country bucket list trip. Thomas Rodriguez and Poe hit 35 cities in 7 weeks, stopping for photos in many landmarks. Poe is 15, and his vet says he doesn't have much time to live. But look at him. He went from San Francisco to New York. He's still here, and he's still with his family. And he loves it when Sam Champion retweets his pictures in the snow, which you have before.
I have.
And he got to go to the beach for the first time.
Yeah.
And he said that he just went crazy on the Pacific Ocean.
It's a nice story.
It's a great story.
It's a nice story.
Flour-pressed soap, homemade hot sauce, artisanal pickles, whatever those are. Well, we're glad handcrafted is finally cool. Because at Firestone Complete Auto Care, we've been handcrafting since 1926. Robots might build cars, but it takes human hands to keep them running right. And that's a guarantee, backed by our fixed right promise. Firestone Complete Auto Care. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
Firestone Complete Auto Care. Maintenance, repairs, tires. Whatever you drive, drive a Firestone.
If you're an adult with type 2 diabetes and your A1C is not at goal with certain diabetes pills or daily insulin, your doctor may be talking about adding medication to help lower your A1C. Ask your doctor if adding once-a-week Tanzium is right for you. Once-a-week Tanzium is an injectable prescription medicine that may improve blood sugar in adults with type 2 diabetes, along with diet and exercise. Once-a-week Tanzium works by helping your body release its own natural insulin when it's needed. Tanzium is not recommended as the first medicine to treat diabetes or in people with severe stomach or intestinal problems. Tanzium is not insulin. It is not used to treat type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis and has not been studied with mealtime insulin. Do not take Tanzium if you or your family have a history of medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you're allergic to Tanzium or any of its ingredients. Stop using Tanzium and call your doctor right away if you experience symptoms of a serious allergic reaction, which may include itching, rash, or difficulty breathing. If you have signs of pancreatitis, such as severe stomach pain that will not go away and may move to your back, with or without vomiting. Or if you have symptoms of thyroid cancer, which include a lump or swelling in your neck, hoarseness, trouble swallowing, or shortness of breath. Before using Tanzium, talk to your doctor about your medical conditions, all medicines you're taking, if you're nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant, and about low blood sugar and how to manage it. Taking Tanzium with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases your risk for low blood sugar. Common side effects with Tanzium include diarrhea, nausea, injection site reactions, cough, back pain, and cold or flu symptoms. Some serious side effects can lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney failure. Ask your doctor if adding once-a-week Tanzium is right for you. Go to Tanzium.com to learn if you may be eligible to receive Tanzium free for 12 months. Make every week a Tanzium week.
Working on my feet all day gave me pain here.
In my knees.
But now I step on this machine and get my number, which matches my Dr. Scholl's custom-fit orthotic inserts. Now I get immediate relief from my foot pain.
My knee pain.
Find a machine at drscholl's.com.
There was a time when the sea gave way to the sky, raising an amazing destination like no other. Atlantis. Our airfare credit offer has been extended. Book now and save $250 instantly when booking an air-inclusive package. Hurry, offer ends June 1st. Visit AtlantisBahamas.com.
here we go. I told you we're going to bust out of this drought.
Keep watching with us this morning because we're all watching history together.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy, high 85. Winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals. Friday, a stray thunderstorm or two early, otherwise partly cloudy. High 85. Chance of rain 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
Well, let's take you back in time. Let's take a look at this time-lapse video of storms yesterday. They blew up across Jim Thorpe, Pennsylvania. The storms and the winds came late yesterday afternoon. Really, models verified coming in right around drive time. The winds were strong enough to actually blow down trees west of Reading and just south toward the Philadelphia area. You can kind of see them getting a little bit more pillowy out there. As we look at the forecast for today, you're probably wondering, why do I have a big old pile of dirt behind me? I don't. This is actually snert behind me. You look right here, you can see some of the, there's proof. Yeah, there is still snow out there. You can see kind of the melting there, and they're saying, wait, this is a great way to enjoy the warm weather across parts of the Northeast. Ugh. Yeah, more snert out there. Well, we show you the forecast for you, Boston. You start off quiet out there. It's going to be hot, it's going to be humid, and guess what? More storms coming through. We have another front that's moving out of the Midwest and making its way into your area. And as we show you, right now things are fairly quiet out there, but look at some of that rain just offshore. And as we go throughout the morning, we'll start to see a few more storms arriving for areas including parts of Maine earlier on. And then into the afternoon, right around 5, 6 o'clock, bam, we're going to be looking at potentially some storms arriving for New York as well as into Boston up towards Maine. Now up towards New England, we could see some of those getting a bit stronger there. Some of those providing some of the gusty winds as that front makes its way through. So heads up for you. Across a lot of these parts of the Northeast, they are dealing with actually a drought. I know it's hard to believe after I just showed you that fancy snert pile over there, but yes, you're going to be looking at the potential today for some severe weather. New York talking to you once again, 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock. I talked to some friends in New York and they said it is just so hot and so steamy. Nobody does heat like New York. As we look ahead for Portland, 3 o'clock until 7 o'clock, that's when your storms are going to arrive. Hit or miss, but certainly some of these areas need the rain out there.
Yeah, and
you
boy,
like that snert, didn't you?
Well, it was kind of ugly.
It was.
It's hard for me to believe that it's still out there, especially with the temperatures we've been having. Okay, so you've been asking a lot of questions about these heavy rain events like the ones we just saw in Oklahoma and Texas. So are they getting bigger? And is this happening all over the country? Is more rain falling, and is it falling more often? So let's get some answers to these questions. Let's talk about it. You're all wondering about if this is tied to climate. So Bernadette Plackey from Climate Central joins us live to explain what's happening. Now, Bernadette, let me properly give your titles here. Bernadette Woods Plackey is the Chief Meteorologist and Director of Climate Matters for Climate Central. We don't know anyone that knows more about this stuff than Bernadette. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Sam. I'm doing well. How are you?
All right, so let's talk about what everyone is subtly talking about, but maybe afraid to talk about out loud. Break down the data for us. How have you been able to link these really heavy rain patterns to climate change?
Well, actually, the increase in heavy precipitation is a hallmark sign of climate change, increase in temperatures and heavy rain. And we're seeing that across the country. And we actually just released a report yesterday. It's an analysis statewide across the entire United States, looking at the top events, the heaviest rain events in every state. And we're seeing an increase in those heaviest rain events everywhere, including, as we've seen lately, across Texas and Oklahoma.
All right. Well, then let's just talk about, you actually have an entire interactive built around this called When It Rains, It Pours, or When It Rains, It Pours, to kind of illustrate why we're seeing these heavy rain patterns and dumping rains. Tell me what we're seeing.
Okay, so it's a really simple concept, actually, and Dr. Marcia Shepard would like the weather geek side of this. It's the Clausius-Clapeyron equation. Essentially, when we have a warmer atmosphere, it can hold more moisture. And when we see rising temperatures around the globe, there's the ability to evaporate more moisture off the oceans and the lands, and most of our globe is made up of ocean. So there's more available moisture to come down in these heavy rain and snow events.
All right, so we're learning more and more about changing climate as we watch it happen. And I know it gets really tricky to pinpoint one thing and say, can you tie it directly to climate change? But it seems like what I'm hearing from you is this pattern that we just witnessed in Texas and Oklahoma of these unbelievable heavy rainfall, that this is the kind of thing you would be looking for to substantiate climate change.
A lot of people are talking about the El Nino connection, too, because with an El Nino, you would see more rain picking up across the southern part of the United States. But we are breaking records. There are over 37 locations in the U.S. that have had their wettest May on record already. So these are breaking records of the past even. So it is typical with climate change to see heavy rain events like this, typical of the ones we're seeing recently.
And Bernadette, is there an area of the country that you guys are looking particularly at for more trouble as we get into the months ahead?
Well, I can't say in this exact pattern right now. I mean, we're locked in with the central U.S. We're going to see some changes, as Jim was just talking about, in the next few days here, starting to see it move. But overall, looking at the United States and looking back through 1950 data up till today, where we're seeing the biggest increase in these heavy rain and snow events is across the northeastern part of the United States. The southeast and the Midwest come in second to that.
All right, Bernadette. Hey, Jim says hi, by the way. He's sitting right over here to my right-hand side. Hey, we thank you for spending some time with us this morning because they are the questions that everybody's kind of hush-hush asking, and I'd love to get the answers, so we go to you. Thanks so much. We'll be right back.
Dash and I post about 300 videos per day on different social media websites. So this is the celebrity section.
I mean, it's just the bonus size for our customers.
We love PetSmart because they treat us like the stars we are.
These are deals that, PetSmart provides.
For celebrities.
For everyone.
Okay. We're at about 17 followers, so,
PetSmart has special offers and sizes on your favorite food brands, all with an unbeatable price guarantee. Because Pethood needs a partner.
When it comes to good nutrition, I'm no expert. That would be my daughter.
Hi, Dad.
She's a dietitian. And back when I wasn't eating right, she got me drinking Boost. It's got a great taste, and it helps give me the nutrition I was missing, helping me stay more like me.
Boost Complete Nutritional Drink has 26 essential vitamins and minerals, including calcium and vitamin D to support strong bones, and 10 grams of protein to help maintain muscle, all with a delicious taste.
Grandpa!
Stay strong, stay active with Boost.
You can't always be there to protect her down the road. Make sure the tires she's riding on will. With the revolutionary Michelin Premier Tire, even as it wears down over time, its safety doesn't, thanks to Evergrip technology. The Michelin Premier Tire, safe when new, safe when worn.
As the host of a popular home improvement show, I know a lot about finding a great contractor for home repairs and improvement projects. Now there's HomeAdvisor.com, a free service that matches your project to top local service professionals.
We didn't have to do any work other than say what we needed.
Just 1, 2, 3, I found my guy, and everything was smooth. And it's always free to use.
We've had nothing but fabulous every single time.
Go to HomeAdvisor.com now to get started on your next project.
HomeAdvisor.
Xfinity sales professionals are always on the go, meeting new people every day. They're helping families get the latest Xfinity products and services. And they're making customers happy. Jumpstart your career with the best sales training in the industry. Great benefits like discounts on your own Xfinity services and the potential for high earnings. Have what it takes? Apply today and see what doors open for you.
Maxwell's is now open in the Driftwood Plaza of Jupiter. Gold, silver, coins, diamonds, jewelry, paintings, and objects of art. If you don't want it or wear it, sell it to Maxwell's. We buy and sell diamonds of all sizes, clarity, and condition up to 10 carats in size and above. We have decades of experience buying and selling gold, coins, diamonds, and objects of art. Maxwell's, located in the Driftwood Plaza on US 1 in Jupiter, Florida.
Time to sweat, boys. Big time. Let's get this thing right. This is my one shot.
Sometimes it takes a little kick in the very end.
You got it, baby.
To get you going.
I have made fire!
Fat Guys in the Woods. The new season starts June 7th, only on the Weather Channel.
Currently in our area, 79 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy, high 85. Winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 74. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Friday, a stray thunderstorm or two early, otherwise partly cloudy, high 85. Chance of rain, 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.
All right, guys, we are keeping an eye on things for you right now in Oklahoma. As you can see, the K4 crew is probably heading toward the west. I'm not really sure. They could be getting in position for today's severe activity, which could be the Panhandle. Either way, it looks like some stratiform. Looks like the back edge of some stratiform rain, which is moving through the Oklahoma City metro area this morning. We even had a couple of severe thunderstorm warnings for some winds that gusted in near 60 miles an hour, just at that severe criteria. Meanwhile, in New York City, think about it. South wind coming in off the cooler waters to the south and east, the Atlantic Ocean. Yeah. So warm, humid air just kind of holding all that moisture and the cold conditions with that air flowing over the water, creating a nice little cloud deck there, low cloud deck, making it kind of Gotham-esque in New York City this morning. How apropos. All right, guys, drought monitors in. We're going to talk more about this as we go through the next hour and a half or so. And you can see what's happened in the South, especially here in Oklahoma and Texas. Just a phenomenal improvement. As a matter of fact, Wichita Falls, for the first time now in 4 years, is out of drought. And remember last year we were sharing with you stories about how they were taking sewage and, you know, basically reconditioning it and then having it come back through their faucets. Now the reservoir, Lake Arrowhead, is completely full. So overall in the South, the start of the year, 34% in moderate drought, 13% now in moderate drought. And a lot of that, of course, is in Texas and Oklahoma panhandles. We've had a phenomenal week of rain, way too much of a good thing. So in a lot of these areas where we're watching these reservoirs, not only have we seen them fill, but they've overfilled. They've gone into spillway. Catch basins for the reservoirs have filled. I mean, we need to shut this off, and it looks like we're going to see that begin to happen as we head in toward this weekend. All right, still on the water vapor, you can see a troughiness to the pattern, which on the east side of the trough is where we find the rising air motion. We know that at the surface, all sorts of deep moisture has come in from not only the Gulf of Mexico, but all the way down to the Caribbean. You can actually chase it there. But starting to see a little bit of a change now showing up on the water vapor off the California coast. So how do we change this pattern going into the weekend? Here's tomorrow, still troughy, still unsettled, but here comes the ridge. You see the axis that I drew earlier? Now look at it. It's over the four corners as we get into Saturday, and then Sunday it starts to move over to Texas and Oklahoma. Now, take this away from what I'm telling you. Because the pattern changes, potentially briefly or even a little bit longer for a few days, that does not mean that we are out of severe weather. So yes, we break things here, but I'm telling you, up into the high plains, we turn the switch on. Look at the jet energy here. We'll still have deep moisture coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. I actually think we'll have more tornado potential with this pattern coming up. Also the tropics, kind of interesting, maybe getting a little help for what will be Andres, helping to pump that warm air, that big ridge, and that may kind of be initiating or helping certainly in setting the stage for several days of relief over Texas and Oklahoma in terms of the drought. All right, so that's about as good a depression as you could get. I mean, that Look at the healthy lungs on that thing. Look at the outflow channels. North, east, south, west. I mean, everybody's breathing here real well. And, of course, you have all that deep convection in the middle and through here. Moments away, I'm sure, from becoming our first tropical storm, which will be Andres in the eastern Pacific. The forecast is for no impacts to land. But maybe, just maybe, it's helped us build a ridge that will eventually help Texas and Oklahoma finally get a chance to dry out. And I'll tell you, Sam, to see what we watched build in 4 years to go away in 4 weeks has been an amazing sight. Back to you.
Yeah, absolutely, Jim. Hey, we want to know how your weather is doing this morning. It also leads us to the stories that we need to cover. A-Rod?
A lot of people, especially in the middle of the country, sending us pictures from the storms yesterday into the overnight hours. Let's start in St. Joseph, Missouri. Good morning to you. Not far from your hometown, Jen?
No, that's actually pretty close to Kansas City.
Yeah.
It's closer to Kansas City.
That is, Jim Cantori described it as a deck cloud.
Yeah, and it's gorgeous. Look at the different layers of it. Just gorgeous there.
Absolutely beautiful. Let's head to North Carolina. Good morning to you in Huntersville.
Ooh,
you
look
can
at that
see
mist.
the mist and the fog and the valleys and the cow just hanging out in the foreground. You know?
Great shot. Beautiful. Just a peaceful morning shot.
And this is out of Moose, Wyoming. Rain in the valley of Moose, Wyoming.
Beautiful stuff there. Look at that.
Yeah, gorgeous territory.
Keep sending us those pictures. Use the hashtag MyWeather and connect with us on AMHQ. The top trending topic, I'll let you guess, the first two don't count.
Oh, wait. I know it's Burger Day.
Yes.
National
Burger Day.
Is it Burger Day? Was that the trending?
Burger Day is the top trending hashtag right now.
Does that mean that Sam is taking us out for burger?
Yes, it does.
Zen Burger, here we come.
Are you coming? Are you coming, Cantori?
Are you?
He'll say he's coming, and then he'll say, "I just woke up."
Jeez,
Okay. Hey,
why don't we
Brian?
just back the bus up now? Drive it over me, then back it right back up.
It's only because we love you.
At least it's you.
And we just want to hang out with you.
Right.
At least people are going
Sam
after
is
you
happy
this time,
it's not
Jim.
him this time.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just happy I'm free and out of it. We'll be right back.
We got him.
Your relationship with your dog is pure. It's innocent. It's work, but it's perfect. You wouldn't trade it for the world. So protect your dog with Trifexis. Trifexis is the monthly beef-flavored tablet that prevents heartworm disease, kills fleas, and prevents infestations, and treats and controls hook, round, and whipworm infections. Treatment with fewer than 3 monthly doses after exposure to mosquitoes may not provide complete heartworm prevention. The most common adverse reactions were vomiting, depression, and itching. Serious adverse reactions have been reported following concurrent extra-label use of ivermectin with spinosad, one of the components of Trifexis. Prior to administration, dogs should be tested for existing heartworm infection. You'll take it all, the good and the bad, because that's what makes your relationship irreplaceable. Protect your dog all year long with the 3-in-1 power of Trifexis, available by prescription only. Talk to your veterinarian about how to protect every second you share together.
When you do business everywhere, the challenges of keeping everyone working together can quickly become the only thing you think about. That's where AT&T can help, with the tools and the network you need to make working as one easier than ever, virtually anywhere, leaving you free to focus on what matters most.
Once we were dreamers, adventurers set out to discover new lands, new people, new ways. Once we were great explorers, in search of hidden treasure, secret hideouts, magic lands. The treasure is still here and waiting to inspire a new generation of dreamers. Come uncover the riches and bounty of pure Michigan. Your trip begins at Michigan.org.
Seems we've hit a roadblock.
That reminds me. Anyone have occasional constipation, diarrhea, gas, bloating?
Yes.
One Philips Colon Health probiotic cap each day helps defend against occasional digestive issues with 3 types of good bacteria. Live the regular life. Philips.
Fact. Advil is not only strong, it's gentle on your body too. No wonder doctors and patients have trusted Advil for their tough pains for over 30 years. Relief doesn't get any better than this. Advil.
Starbucks low prices every day, it's not just about having more savings. It's about having more fun. Great get-togethers start with low prices you can trust every day.
Here we go. I told you, we're going to bust out of this drought.
Keep watching with us this morning because we're all watching history together.
Currently in our area, 80 degrees under partly cloudy skies. Today, partly cloudy, high 85. Winds east-northeast at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Tonight, cloudy intervals, low 74. Winds east-northeast at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Friday, a stray thunderstorm or two early, otherwise partly cloudy, high 85. Chance of rain, 30%. Here's our 7-day outlook.